Okay, since you're one of the newcomers or whatever, how's the meshing gone of the newcomers? I guess a newcomer can answer that first, and maybe the veteran about just how you ladies all mesh together.
It was kind of seamless. We all get along really well. We all love one another, always there for each other. So it's been a pretty good transition for me.
I would say that we definitely have great team chemistry off the court and on the court. I feel like everybody can be a friend to somebody in an aspect or in a way. Just if somebody, like she said, if it's everybody's a call away, and I really see everybody in that locker room like family.
Janiah, you feel any more confident with yourself with it being the second season?
That's how it's supposed to go, right? I would say yes. I would say yes in a little bit. Just feeling a little more nerves too in an aspect because I'm stepping into a new role this year. I'm not a freshman anymore. I'm more of a leader. You know what I'm saying? They look to me when they don't know the plays, or they look to me when they want to know answers or something. So I would say just stepping into that role and trying to be more confident in that role is something I am still trying to figure out.
So that season a little bit frustrating for you last year, Miss Hurt, missing all that. And you feel like maybe just a new lease on life this year. What about that mental attitude in that situation?
I would feel like, last year was a struggle for me in the injury wise, but I feel like with our staff, our training, Coach Yo and Coach Stacy always are making sure that if I'm having a problem with my knees or my hand, they want to make sure that they're on top of it before it get any worse. So I would say right now, just making sure that I'm working maintenance-wise so that I don't have to work towards an injury, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that I'm good in every aspect. Coach Yo is always making sure, like in the weight room, I have like tweaks on things so I don't feel like my knees are, or my hand is. So I feel like they're definitely just watching that and making sure that I'm trying to be the best version of Janiah and make sure she's always healthy.
Janiah, what have you seen this preseason that maybe is different or you think has gone better than last year's preseason?
I think that we've grown a lot, just as in the team in general, and just as not the 8 that have came, but the team that's already been here. I would say that we've just grown by paying attention to details. One thing I feel like we've came a long way from, having a couple plays just so we can, run those to having a whole bunch of plays to have a lot to choose from. So I would say our maturity as well. I feel like the way we approach practice every day, the way we approach the weight room, the way we approach just getting better is just different in general. And I feel like definitely the newcomers have helped that in a way too. Endyia's a veteran. Lauren's a veteran. They know how to approach the game. And I feel like we've been taking off from them and trying to, add that to our game. And it's helped a lot.
Endyia, did I pronounce that right? Is that
Endyia.
Right? What's that?
Endyia.
Endyia. Okay, well, I'll probably mispronounce it, but I mispronounce everybody's name. So
It's all right.
Why A&M? When you look at your choices, why A&M?
It's close to home for one. 2, I heard nothing but good things about Joni, so I didn't think it'd be a bad decision. I felt like I could contribute and help, so I decided to come here.
No ties with the players or anything like that, or really
No.
just. And now that you're here, even better decision, or what about that? Now you've had some time here.
A better decision than what?
Even what you made. I mean, a better decision, even better than what you thought. Let me rephrase.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really know what I was walking into before I got here. I mean, I got a fair warning, but I still didn't really know what to expect. But so far, it's been great. So there's no regrets on my end.
So Endyia, obviously, your third school. You go from Dallas to the West Coast and then up to the Pacific Northwest. I'm curious if you could take us through your college career. What took you to LA first and then to Oregon and then finally here?
So coming out of high school, my mom didn't want me to stay in Texas, and I didn't want to stay in Texas either. I had a great relationship with the coaches at USC, and it would have been very hard for me to tell them no. And unfortunately, one of the coaches that I had a very close relationship with, she ended up leaving and taking a head coaching job elsewhere. And she didn't want to take me with her because she felt like I could play somewhere else better. And so then that led me to Oregon. The experience there was great. Obviously, we went to the tournament my first year. We didn't go last year. And and then I decided to come here. Obviously, between all three schools, there's totally different environments. In LA, you get to have fun, and you can kind of ignore a loss or two. And then in Oregon, it was more so like basketball oriented, and then you get here, and I feel like you could get the best of both worlds. We're in between like cities like Dallas, Houston, and then you still get the basketball aspect of it. So, yeah.
Janiah, what is something specific that the team has been working on during the off season?
So our motto this year, our motto this year is tough. T is trust, O is ownership, U is unity, G is gratitude, and H is humility. I think that not only basketball in this, I think Joni just wants us to be not just tough in physicality, but mentally, like just pushing ourselves to the limit of thinking that the things that we can't do, knowing that we can do them. So like if we run like this year we had 300s. We had 6 of them. It was 6 300s.
Yeah.
It was 6 300s. You only had a minute. The guards had a minute and 5 seconds. The bigs had like a minute and 10. And you have 6 of those back to back to back to back. Me last year, I know I wasn't gonna do it because I wasn't gonna do it, right? Like I'm just not doing that. But this year, it's just a different level of mental toughness that you have to put. Like when you in those moments of that, you just have to tell yourself that you're gonna do it. So I think that just doing that as a team, I think everybody's just mental toughness is just working on that.
Have y'all set any expectations or certain goals you want to hit this season?
I mean, besides like percentiles and stuff like that, never been like a championship type thing. Like, want to be top 3 rebounding. Making sure. What's another thing?
I think we want to hold our opponent. We want to get like 14 offensive boards.
Yeah, 14 offensive boards, like things like that. Like, things that we're working on. Nothing to, ever put another team or anybody else in front of us. We're trying to work on us. So that's the only thing that we're really working on, is our focus on is us.
Janiah, after last year's just, there's only 7 people in the rotation at a time, only 2 conference wins. Just how hungry or excited is this team to attack this season in the second year of Joni Taylor? Yeah, I think you guys seen a little bit of what we had in the tank last year SEC tournament. I think that is what we have been carrying off of so far. That was our potential at our fullest point, and I think that we're just adding on to that now, especially with these 8 that we just brought in. We want nothing but wins. That's the team goal. I think nobody's even really worried about how many points we score. Like as an individual, it's more of a team thing. We're like, when you ask me what is our goal this year, it's to win. It's nothing more, it's nothing less, just to get W's, because last year was atrocious. So now being here, it's just like everybody's mindset is just to win. And I think that's what we've been showing so far leading up to the season.